What is going on, guys? So it is that time of year again when the NATDA trailer show kicks off in Nashville, Tennessee. So the NATDA show is basically where every major manufacturer of trailers, parts, financing, really anything to do with the trailer industry all gets set up in Nashville to have every dealer come in and take a look at all the newest, latest, and greatest advancements in the industry. Pretty much everything that all of them have to offer is on display. So we rounded up this crew, we jumped on a plane, and we headed up to Nashville. All right, so here we are in front of the Nashville Convention Center. We're about to go inside. Let's go check out and see what everybody has to offer. Big Tex is our largest manufacturer, so let's start here. Right behind me, one of the new products that just came out, the 14 Ti. So the 14 Ti is just like the 14 TL in the way that it is a tilt trailer, but the upgrades on it are very much like the 14 EH that was released last year. So I-beam frame for starters instead of the C-channel frame, the big toolbox up front, the same stationary deck up front, the 4 and 6 foot long stationaries depending on the length of the trailer, and your 16 feet of tilt deck in the back. Same 16-inch wheels, 7,000 pound axles on it. They're gonna bump up the rating on this one, and you're gonna get more of a like a 15.4 GVWR on it instead of the 14,000 on the 14 TL. Apparently the 14 TL price is gonna drop down just a little bit, and that will become the more baseline or entry level tilt trailer from Big Tex. All right, so right here is the new model of the dump trailer that's coming out, the 14 TD. So the 14 TD is gonna have a similar frame to the 14 LP that we've had, but upgrades on there are gonna be, once again, the big toolbox. And then most notably, you're gonna have that 5-stage telescopic lift up in the front. Probably the coolest feature on the trailer. It's not that standard 3-stage that's been on everything else. So really excited about that. The front design's got that really nice angled out front design on there. The trailer also has these cool rib supports down the side. So add some additional support and some additional points to tie off to. Up at the top, there's nice little loops to tie down to help support, tying down your tarp, rope, or anything you need to throw over the top of it. It's got this really nice formed side rail up here on the top of the trailer. And everything else on the back of it is going to be pretty much like the 14 LP was. And the other notable change here is the nice 7-gauge floor on there. So that's going to be a really great upgrade. Other than that, same 7,000 pound axles, 16-inch wheels. Let's go on to some of the other ones. All right, we are standing here now in front of PJ, and this is going to be their new hydraulic dovetail that they've released. Big Tex is releasing basically the same dovetail, just with the Big Tex brand on it, of course. But this is going to now be a 12-foot tail instead of the previously designed 10-foot tail. And they're using a design, the hydraulic mechanism that's under there is more similar to some of the other, more popular tails that are out in the market right now. It's going to be a self-locking system. It also lifts and supports more weight while traveling. So this one is going to lift 12,000 pounds and support 10,000 pounds evenly distributed over the tail while traveling. This trailer is going to be available in a 10, 12, and 16,000 pound axle. Up in the front, you're going to see that this one's got the hydraulic jacks on it, and of course the engineered neck that PJ makes. The Big Tex is going to be very similar up in the front, but will not have the engineered neck frame on there that PJ is doing. So really cool trailer. Really excited that PJ and Big Tex have gotten an upgrade on their hydraulic dovetails. Definitely look forward to selling these. Okay, so right now we're up underneath the newly designed PJ dovetail. And what is so cool about these designs is in the past, the pistons were what was actually supporting the weight. So the piston would push up on the tail and hold the weight, and then it would, retract and lower the tail. And that put a lot of strain, stress on the actual pistons themselves. Did not offer a lot of support while you were traveling down the road. The new design, you can see the piston is just moving that arm. That arm rotates up, and the arm is what's actually supporting all of the weight of that tail. So the piston is just moving and rotating that arm up and down without actually bearing any of the weight of the load. And then the final upgrade that was really made was at the hinge point of the tail. If you've seen these tails in the past, you've noticed that a lot of the steel in that area gets kind of crushed down as heavy loads are being loaded on and off of that area where the pivot or hinge point is. So they really reinforced that area to make this tail last a lot longer than the previous tails did. Check this guy out. So Triple Crown has just released their gooseneck trailer. They just started their gooseneck factory, and so walked around this thing, looks pretty good. The neck looks great. It's got a 2-speed jack shown on this one, sliding winches. The step is actually pulls out, and it's a 2-step step, which is really nice to use. This one does have the 30,000 pound adjustable suspension in it, which is pretty cool. And then they're gonna have, a big full width, fold flat ramp, like a lot of the other ones, whether you want to call it Mega Ramp, Max Ramp, Monster Ramp, whatever. So anyway, great looking trailer. Now, definitely looking forward to seeing these things out in the market. So we are standing here looking at this app that Dexter is rolling out, and I think it is absolutely the future of trailering. What's really cool about this app is that basically you can have this thing on your phone, and it's all hooked up to your trailer, and basically it's going to tell you the tire pressure, the temperature of the axles, how many miles you have on your trailer. So what's going to change here is now you're going to be able to know the temperature while you're driving of a bearing or the brake. You're going to get an alert if there's an issue. If everything's getting too hot before you lose the bearing and tear up an axle, you're going to get an alert. You can get it into a dealer to get that service, taken care of. Obviously, tires going low, you can get that taken care of before you end up with a flat and blowout, whatever, on the side of the road. This is going to give you your mileage, which is really going to be one of the first times that there's an easy way other than sticking like a hubometer on there, where you're going to really know truly what miles you have on this trailer, so you know when to get it in for service and get bearings, grease changed, whatever. So definitely really excited to see where Dexter takes this app, the whole system that goes on the trailer. It's definitely going to change a lot for the way people tow and maintain their trailers. Standing here in front of Diamond C now. Diamond C has a new graphics package that they're releasing soon. These things look pretty cool. So this one's got, full wrap on it, obviously. You're going to be able to choose color schemes on here, and you're also going to be able to put company logo or really whatever you want on there moving forward. So that's going to be really interesting to see people choosing their own designs. All right, standing here now in front of the Diamond C booth, and they have a graphics package that they're releasing. You're going to be able to basically kind of customize your graphics package in the future, where you can pick a color scheme, even put your company logo on there. So that's going to be really cool to see how people order these in to kind of match their company colors and designs. Wrap on here is a super thick wrap. Really durable, heavy-duty feeling. They said it's roughly about 3 times thicker than the average wrap that goes on like a car. So that's pretty cool. And this one's also displaying the electric tarp kit, which is available on their 7-wide dumps, all wireless, remote, and everything. It's not bad. It's like $700-800 to add that, so it's a pretty cool option. And over here, this trailer's also got the graphics package up on the tongue. You can see recently released this cushion coupler from Kurt. What's cool about it now is you can actually get the lock kit straight from the factory. These locks for this coupler were actually a little bit hard to find in the beginning. So it's pretty cool that now you can just get it straight from Diamond C with the lock on it down here, and then the additional lock up here so nobody can adjust or drop the sleeve right out of the coupler. And then let's check out this the graphics package that's on the neck of this one. All right, so we're over here at the Covered Wagon booth. They are also branded as Prospector on their open stuff. They have a really new cool decking that's out now. They're using their Cobra liner, same thing that goes on the tongue and on the rear of the trailer, to spray these boards. Basically, they're able to dry the boards out so that the Cobra liner sticks to it. What's really cool, so they get this stuff from a company called Marvel. Marvel is who supplies the military with this liner. So they'll put these on Army vehicles on like an MRAP to go underneath. They'll spray this material thick under the entire bottom of it to protect it from explosives. And so, that's how strong this material is and how high quality this material is. Literally, it is government military grade spray that's going on these decks. This trailer also right here, you can get this trailer. This is a 16-footer I'm standing in front of. You can get this all the way up to a 24, potentially even a 28-foot length they're working on right now. Comes with aluminum slide out ramps, so definitely a really great option for guys that want to put like 2 side-by-sides on a trailer and something lightweight where you know, you don't have to pull a big heavy frame 7,000-pound axle trailer to get that length like a lot of the other manufacturers are working with. Another redesign on a hydraulic dovetail. So we're standing here in front of Maxx. In the past, the Maxx hydraulic dovetails were a regular I-beam frame, and they have recently upgraded these guys to an engineered beam up in the front. So definitely a nice design upgrade from them. So as I've been pulling up to each one of the manufacturers, we've been going over, you know, new changes, additions, new models, things like that on the trailers. And there's also a ton of the finance companies here. So we've been talking to a lot of those, trying to just make sure that we always are up to speed and have the, you know, best options when it comes to financing for the customers. And make sure, you know, that we know everything that's out there and that, you know, that we're up to speed on all of that. So we've been doing a lot of that. Nick has been here with us, and of course Zach too. They've been going around and also talking to a lot of our parts vendors. So everyone from Dexter and Lippert and Byers, and you know, all those guys are here. So they're working on parts deals to again make sure that we are offering all the newest, latest and greatest parts, have the best prices negotiated on all of those parts that we're getting. I mean, the show is just absolutely massive. There's, you know, hundreds and hundreds of trailers in this building. It's honestly, at some points it's overwhelming. There's just so many manufacturers and vendors here that it's really hard to see them all, talk to them all, but it's definitely an awesome show every year down here in Nashville to really display everything that the industry has to offer. I think I'm going to go over and check out a new wood treatment product that we're potentially going to start using on the decks, basically to preserve the wood longer and make it look better while it's sitting on the yard so it doesn't gray. So let's go head over there. Maybe I'll show you what we can find on that. All right, so right now on all of our trailers, we stain the deck. Currently, we're using a brand called Woodridge Oil. This company is called here, they're called Wood Defender. They've got a product out that is supposedly really great for a trailer deck. So Mike over here is going to give us a quick demonstration on how this goes on, and then I'm going to chat with him a little bit more about pricing and options for us protecting our decks while they're on the yards. And then of course it protects the deck for the owner of the trailer, you know, for a year or two after they purchase it, which is great. All right, after 2 full days of walking around and talking some more, we have run out of time and we are now back off to the airport. But it was an awesome show. Saw a lot of new products and features that have come out, had a lot of great conversations, great deals made. And so we are off and we will be back in 2026 for the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.